So yeah, so I mean, we're FUTO, your framework. We actually have a lot of your devices in our
I'm sure
in our
Rossman's
offices.
encouraged.
Yeah, we got Louis Rossman loves that. Actually, I had Louis Rossman's framework was actually my framework
really?
that I wasn't using.
Me down.
So his first framework was actually he took that from me.
That's
yeah,
funny.
yeah. So it's, we've been looking at you for a while. You and I talked about. I mean, I don't want to get too bleak here, but realistically, like, you know, consumer electronics is broken. We are to fix it.
We both agree on that.
Yeah, so the computers are broken and the software is broken too.
Yeah,
and like we're approaching it from the software side. How are things going? Like, tell us about like how do we? I guess I don't want to just do like I don't want to just talk to you about like the good things that we're doing that are kind of, but I do think we are maybe discussing the service.
Yeah.
How is the progress going in terms of getting, you know, a actual like computer from Intel that we can see what the computer's doing, or like an ARM computer? Like, you guys are working on the RISC-V.
Yeah, actually, I would say as we think about like Intel, AMD, Qualcomm, MediaTek, everyone else, like realistically, if we're talking about like a totally like philosophically different approach, it's going to come from the RISC-V ecosystem. Okay. Obviously, like the performance isn't there yet, but like the willingness to be open from an ecosystem perspective is there. Like a lot of the IP blocks are open. Obviously, the ISA itself is open.
And you're making sure the framework's going to fit whatever systems they can give you.
Yeah,
right?
so we have a partner, Deep Computing, based in Hong Kong, who's like deep in the RISC-V ecosystem. They made a main board for Framework Laptop 13.
Okay, great.
And they're developing a couple of other new ones. Okay,
so and then I mean, a big frustration we've been like playing with the Rockchip 3599 a little bit. We have all this developer burnout because Rockchip isn't supporting developers.
Upstreaming.
Is this company going to do a better job?
So this is a challenge. So I would say the hardware culture on openness is there, all the way down to the IP level and ISA level. The software world in that space is just not there yet. Like people, like philosophically, are not starting from a place of like, yeah, obviously it should be upstream. So you end up with these like hacky, like vendor-specific kernels and drivers. Right. So I think that's solvable. Like we can solve the hardware, we can solve the software. Someone's just got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it from the standpoint of this phone, there's like everything Google does. Android is kind of open, and then everything the chip makers do is very closed. We'll get RISC-V. These people might make Android work on it.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
How do we get them? How do we get them so the developers who are trying to just hack and like get their own operating systems and stuff? Yeah. How do we get these chip manufacturers to support those people better?
I think at some level it's cultural, right? Like there's like an open hardware culture and an open software culture, and they're like almost totally disconnected from each other in the industrial sense. Like not obviously in community sense, like we're all here, we're all in that world together. Yeah. But like from a company perspective, there are companies like leveraging RISC-V in an open manner. Yeah. There are companies in the software world doing things in an open manner, and there's like the interface between them doesn't really exist.
Is there any kind of hope to America to get back into making these 6 amount of chips again?
For who?
For American.
For
like
right
now, it seems like we have to go to China and like embed ourselves in a Chinese company.
So
and
that's the RISC-V thing, is that the healthy ecosystem is all in China, and the software side is not as like prevalent there from like an understanding how to participate in like kernel driver development and so on. So maybe the answer is an American company has to be the one to do both.
So what was the RISC-V company you mentioned again in Hong Kong?
So Deep Computing is the name of the company. They do the main boards, but they work with all the SoC vendors.
And then what are they going to be? Are you going to be focused on getting Android to work or Linux or what?
So they focus on Linux, but their whole thing is similarly like they're one part of the stack. For them, it's like, okay, all these SoC vendors are building these great SoCs. Oftentimes they're doing it literally as test chips and not building them into devices. And so their whole thing is like, let's work with all the SoC vendors and actually get devices built around their SoCs. So that's like one layer of the stack. But then on top of that, obviously, someone's got to do the software to make it work too. Right. And that's not really them. That's not their expertise.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it sounds like
it's a lot of momentum.
It's good that people are working on this stuff. That's really good to hear.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, this is great. Yeah. I mean, open source is awesome. Like this is like it's an amazing set of like communities kind of colliding with each other in a cool way. Obviously, we've seen a lot of Framework Laptop users come by, seen a lot of Ray repair enthusiasts come by, so that's been good.
Cool, awesome, that's good to hear. Well, hopefully, we'll probably keep talking.
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we need to. I want the full stack to be like open.
I would
How
love
do we
that.
get the full stack of the computers we use every day to be open? That would be just great.
That's the dream.
All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Yeah, great seeing you.